Shares. From Chicago, Larry Levin is joining us. He's the president of Trading Advantage. And Larry, you're not taking much solace from the rally yesterday. You say it was just a short covering rally.
Yeah, not a whole lot of volume involved at all, Betty. In fact, it really didn't last, as we can see today, as the S&P's just opened about 8 or 9 points lower in the futures market. So really, not a whole lot to take. I wanted to see bigger volume on that rally and really see it, stay above there. Now, we may retrace some of that this morning, but, again, not a real exciting rally and not really something I want to hang my hat on.
But why did that happen, though, Larry? When you had pretty bad news coming out of Europe, you would have thought that we would have seen more selling pressure.
I would agree. In fact, there was a decent amount of selling right on the open, and then that kind of selling dried up. Everybody, I guess, who was short, especially short-term traders, a lot of your viewers out there who play these markets for the short term, certainly had short positions on, right? The S&P is nearing that 1350 and not even getting below that 1350 level, and then it kind of ran out of that selling right on the open. Everybody started buying, and anybody who was short, they were kind of chasing each other to get out of the positions. I saw a decent amount of in the S&P pit yesterday as a whole bunch of these short positions kind of unwound itself. And that's where you got that rally, and then kind of when it ran out of gas, because it really was not very many new long positions that I could see, you really saw where we are now is down another 8 or 9 points.
Well, Larry, I mean, so it's sell the rumor and then buy the news, maybe. That's the case here. But as we talk about what's happening with the markets here, has there been a game changer? Is there a new trend developing right now? We know that there's a bullish trend for the S&P. Has this become a moment where we could see a pivot point in the market where now there's a new downtrend being put into place?
I do think that we will retrace some of the levels. We got down to 1344 last week, Dom, and even I think maybe a little bit on the week before that, the end of that week. So 1344 would be the level I'd look for the S&Ps to retrace. Now, if we find support, I think a lot of buyers will come in. You'll mix that in with maybe the Facebook situation. Maybe McDonald's will start to recover a little bit. So I would watch those below the 1350 level for support to come in, for buyers to come in, and then us to retrace that. But until we get there, it's not that far away. It's another 15, maybe 18 S&P points, but we can, reach that fairly quickly. Then I think that's the inflection point to me. 1340 area in the S&Ps. We hold that level, come back up, and start rallying, get back above 1400. You really see more buyers come in as they feel that confidence of the support levels building. And if we get below that level, I believe that there's a decent amount more retrace. Maybe we get below the 1300 level and look for support there. So that's the inflection point I like, 1340 in the S&Ps.
So, Larry, what is the catalyst to get us to that inflection point? What's going to actually pivot us there? We already got all the news out of Europe. We're probably going to get for a little while. Earnings season's over. We kind of know what's happening with the eco data here. What's the catalyst?
Sure. I think we're seeing some of it already. The bank stocks out there, Bank of America and some of the other bank stocks are really kind of busting through the support levels that we saw set over the last couple months. Bank of America, again, is just a good example of that as it's traded below $8 now. So, watching things like that, watching the news that you guys talked about with McDonald's, those kind of things are the things that I think could, the S&Ps could bring more sellers into the market and get us to a 1340 level in the S&P.
Larry, quickly, what are you watching for the rest of the session?
Well, no economic data at all, Betty, so really it's got to be support levels. I'd watch us trade near the 1350 level, see if we hold that, see if we find a little bit of short-term buyers in there. Just watch those levels, 1350 on the downside, 1370 on the upside.
Larry, thank you. Larry Levin of Trading Advantage at the CME. And coming up, Europe